See, I played this map basically for the first time. Interesting how smooth that transition is onto the run. That was good. 53rd. Missing 2500 still war. Hallo Jatrova. So guys, I will, like, the Out of the Blue tournament is starting at 19:15, which means that in the 15 minutes before we can check what track of the day there will be. The Out of the Blue tournament consists out of 3 knockouts. The top 2 of every single knockout will qualify, then also 2 players with the best average over the 3 knockouts, but one of them has to be Estonian. If there is a old car track of the day, I didn't fully decide what to do. It would be annoying to miss out on it, but on the other hand, the best shot for me to qualify would be probably the average over 3 knockouts. So I'm not... Like, I would take away this one chance, and the chance maybe the first knockout would be the best for me. I would take away these 2 chances. But then have a shot at the Cup of the Day. But let's see what the track of the day is. Also, I hope it's not old car, it would be really annoying. Not gonna lie. Oh, it's also an interesting one though. Why can there not be a complete standard map on such a day? In 15 minutes it starts. Why can it not be a complete boring standard map? No, it has to be Squeakle. Squeakle usually builds NASCAR, fast NASCAR. And these are usually very good cup of the day maps for me, I can tell you. Like, I'm usually doing extremely well on these. Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, it's not old car, but actually I could even win on this. Is Granadi streaming? Nah. I mean, this is typical Nadeo timing. Why do they bring this now? I knew it. Like, when there is one cup of the day that I cannot play, why is it never just a boring map then? Why is it then always something special? Like, most of the times you can actually say, okay, it's not that bad if you miss one of the cup of the days. Most of the times it doesn't matter. But then when you actually miss suddenly a unique map. Squeakle maps are always good. And this map style here is amazing. Also the rerun I won't be able to play, I guess. Are there Div 1 players, guys? Streamers? Are there Div 1 streamers? Is Scrappy playing? Nice, Spammy is also out of the blue. Yeah, I will join there. I still have 10 minutes. There's an RPG route? I didn't even know. Also, here, RPG AT, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, Sag, like, why is it today? It is so stupid. Man, Nadeo. It was so obvious though. Like, the whole day I was thinking, oh man, the one car. Okay, tomorrow I will also miss Cup of the Day. Watch out, tomorrow's Old Car Cup. Tomorrow will be Old Car. It's like so stupid. We get grass, tech, full speed ice all the time. But the one time that you cannot play, Ah. Yeah, Semifying is also joining here. You know who will win this Cup of the Day today? It's gonna be a down win. When it could have been me. Like literally, this is one of the best map styles where I have the greatest chances to win. What is this Felix guy doing? He's always... probably he's not... yeah, he's not qualified. So this is always shown in the in-game chat when people try to join the server. Shortly going to my parents. Okay, I'm back. I told my parents that I already should do the TV on, so that they don't start the TV in the middle of the knockout. Because you never know, when the TV gets booted up, it could lead to lags on my side here. And I wanted to be safe as it can be, because it is of course not perfectly safe when my parents are there, because they are using, of course, then also the internet in some way. So I hope that nothing bad happens with disconnects. But the idea is, of course, that the TV shall already be on, so that they don't basically boot it up during the KO. I hope that, I think that there could be issues happening when you boot up the TV. At least in the past I had sometimes a feeling that it had to do with that. So just to minimize one factor that could be bad. Quentin does a 39? What? Quentin? Quentin. A 39. Now. What the heck? Okay guys, it is 2 more minutes. And then we will go on with the Out of the Blue tournament. "93 players on the server. And did Giuliano make it? Alright guys, the Out of the Blue tournament stage 2 is starting right now. We are 93 players of 100 that qualified for it, and we will play 3 knockouts. In every single knockout, the top 2 players will qualify for the event in Tallinn, the grand final. There will be also a 7th and the 8th qualifier. They qualify by average position over the 3 knockouts. However, one of those 2 spots has to be an Estonian player. Unless there is an Estonian player already qualified by getting a top 2 position. We have 2 minutes of warm-up, and the knockout is not a single life knockout, it is actually, like Granadi uses in his cups, a 3 lives knockout. So we will have a lot of life losses. Lots of players will lose lives in the early rounds. We have no idea how these maps are looking like, and this seems to be full speedish. What the heck? Okay. Yeah, maybe that are 3 very different map styles. Maybe we have done 1 dirt, 1 tech, who knows. This, however, is definitely full speed. Interesting. I guess that nobody saw that coming, that we have a full speed map here. Yeah. Oops. Should be good for Elcon. Let's go. 24 players will lose a life. Music fit perfectly. This is a very good map for Elcon for sure. "89 players racing," if that's not a good sign. I skipped uni to play FS. You got dirt patches, it's mixed. Okay, now let's focus. Due to the high number of life losses each lap, I need to be fast. The first wall ride is super weird. It goes longer than I think. But the thing is, I want to get these wall rides entries and especially also exits very good. Massa actually in red, losing life. I want to get them of course good. But yeah, you have to kinda guess where the exit is, and the first wall ride seems longer than normal. Yeah, I know there's an RPG route. Ooh. A single KO, like a single life, would be better for me. Having so many knockouts means that people that don't crash will earlier be in danger by pace. If there are, if everyone has just one life, then there are less KOs in every single round. So these KOs positions are usually just players that crash for a long time. But here, as 24 players will actually lose a life, you can early on be in danger just by pace. And that is through the whole cup, this issue. Even we have a bad start. I don't really know how to do the speed slide there, to be honest. Catching up towards the ending. But the start is the difficulty. Because at the exit of the first wall ride, I don't see if I have a speed slide ongoing in the left turn or not. I just cannot really tell. And I'm kinda stuck in camera 3 there. Massa is already knocked out. players that get knocked out early are of course chanceless to get the spot via the average position. Ooh, yes. You saw the 51 was red, the 50 was white. I got 49. Naja, I would never break tap to be honest. But yeah, maybe I have to try that. And S4D is definitely not free, especially as you have this transition there. But it could be that from the elevation change you get something. Maybe you don't even need to break. No, I don't know. .89. I think I am actually doing better if I don't go for too much speed slides there. Like for me, like trying that is making me actually more inconsistent and slower. Like maybe in the one or other round I'm getting it, but most of the times I'm not getting it. So let's focus on good lines. Look, 28th, and I don't try too much. Okay, surprisingly, went backwards now in positions. I don't know why. Made it in. The thing is, in the other rounds I had these bad starts, but then I always call up positions, and now it was like the other way around somehow. That was surprising. 6 more players are eliminated here. Okay. That is something that I like to see. Now the thing is, I tried a little bit in the start. There is, after the first wall ride, the left uphill. I didn't really go for a super long early speed slide, but at the transition into the uphill, I steered a bit stronger. I have no idea if I was just speed sliding or not. I just don't know. I didn't even know that he had so many in a row there. Well then maybe. Not impossible, I think, on this track. Phew. I'm an orange, guys. Just barely not losing alive. And now it's getting really tough. The thing is, it is so inconsistent for me how fast I am. Like, I never know what I get. Yeah, this is the first life loss, guys. It is so close in these positions. It is so close. Like, nobody crashed in this round, literally. The whole field finished within 1.2 seconds. But I drove a 50.18 earlier, and if I would have driven this time again, I would be still in. The problem is that I don't know why I didn't drive this time. I cannot say. And my pace is not enough anymore. But it's literally just 3 or 4 tenths and I would be in for a while still, pace-wise. But we now come exactly to that issue that I kinda expected to have. Because whenever we do the 3 life knockouts, it is always the same. In every single knockout with those, it is the same for me. I will always survive long with 3 lives and then I lose them in 3 rounds in a row. It's always like that. What happens in that sector that I have less speed? I'm on orange and I PB'd. I mean, every round that I still survive now, and when there are some people actually getting knocked out, and that are 4 players actually, that are all positions that I gain for the average thingy. But I think when I go out now in around 20th place, it's probably still not good enough for the average. Nope, not enough. But I beat 2 more players. With the .18 now. At these 18s, these .18s a little bit earlier, I would have then still survived 2 rounds longer. It's a 21st place. Nadia, let that be a single knockout system. Everyone has just 1 life. And many of these players that are currently in would actually be already out. But I didn't have a single super bad lap or not a crash or something, I would be still in. Like, single live knockouts are definitely better for me. Oh, one guy fell down in this turnover. There's a big crash as well. Oh, Lingo fell down. What the heck, Lingo? Yeah, this here was a rather slow round. Also Andy Baguette kept his lives with a 0.2. So if I got to this round, I could have gone one further. Okay guys, let's check also Div 1, Cup of the Day. So this comes left, and to the right I put Giuliano. Or Scrappy. I mean, I asked you guys if Scrappy is actually playing. He is. But I'm gonna spectate Giuliano still because he has the spectator view onto the rounds. So 3 people that had 3 lives are losing here. But apart from that, this was a great round. Orange was a sub even, 99. So, Cup of the Day still has good players. Of course, we haven't seen out the last few rounds if there was anything super close and tight in there. Of course, I wish to see extremely fast rounds. Of course, I cannot really judge what is fast, but let's see. Also, Maxtrack, for example, has a 0.79 PB. I hope, of course, that there will be a really sick, good round. And you can say in the end, yeah, was not winnable. Ideally. Because these Nesca maps, they are very crashy. I just wanted to say. Yeah, they are usually very crashy because you can risk so much and gain with that a lot. The top 3, however, were really good in this round. And here it's also mega close. Holy moly. That is extremely close. I think Andy Buckhead will lose because he has low speed. Yeah, Thomas Shaw stayed behind, but with 0-2. Actually, they are not even having much better positions than my 21st place. We are still 18 players, so it's all fine. Then let's check what Cup of the Day top 3 is doing. Scrappy, Levon, who got 2nd yesterday in the mini RPG of the week, I checked the results, and 12th. They come now to the part where Maxtra crashed, and Levon actually makes a mistake before that already. Or 12 was a bit behind the other 2 in the start, but still ended up with a really good time. Yeah, then I meant Wednesday, not yesterday. Okay, what do we have here? Quick. We have 4 people with 1 life currently in red. But Wosai, yeah, he's also at 1 life, so there will be massive knockouts now. But Wosai is the one that stays safe. And this overtake here, Andy Bucket overtook Quick? Ah no, wait, Quick has 2 lives. Did I look wrong? Now let's look at the Cup of the Day again, where 2 different lions, same kind of outcome. Also here, aggressive entrance by 12. Scrappy remains in the lead with the exit. This was an amazing turn by Scrappy. But 12 has maybe a good line here. No, he full risked it and crashed. But Scrappy, did he also crash? No, he just got around. It was close, looked close for him. So it's gonna be a Scrappy victory, guys. And probably an impossible to win one, because he was very consistent at 0.7, 0.6, 0.5 all of these times. So good to see. I mean, every map, every round had a crash, but that was because they battled each other. So, Spammy, still on 3 lives. I mean, for Spam, to be honest, it is such a good thing that this is full speed. It is so good for him. Like, he cannot ask for more. And he got in still. Like, having full speed is for him extremely good. That's for sure. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. And rid of this. I will make the game big again. Can see a little bit lines from Spam. Yeah, also this is a speed slide here. Probably I should have gone for it a bit more with more confidence. Just trusting that I will have a speed slide and that the speed slide is also gonna be good. They have that speed slide so early already in a turnover. Usually going no slide there. But look how close these rounds are by now. Like, it wasn't possible really to survive that long when you don't get a good start into the rounds. Oof. Also Thomas Shaw is now out, the Golden Nugget is out. Jan and Hill lost their second life. We still have Elcon, Hege, Pushti Topako and Spam with 3 lives. We have only 1 2-lifer with iPrime and all the rest has only 1 life. There will be still 2 lives lost until 4 players are alive. So it's still quite quick knockout, because that can rather go quick. I haven't really checked, but did Elcon actually... Did he already get not first? Like, did he have something else than the first place in the finish? In any round? Because I didn't look at it, but I could assume that he actually is on a clean streak. Like, I could see him doing that here. This is so close again. Bill is just in. Lingo is out. Lingo only 9th. He looked very good on this as well. Look at the lead that Elcon has to second place. That's such a domination. Is Hege actually a full speed driver? Because he is like not very known to me, to be honest. Also I heard the name, I saw the name, but the fact that he is actually having all 3 lives and this kind of pace. Hege has beaten Elcon? Yo Chris, hallo. Did you play Cup of the Day? No. You can assume I was a little bit mad. Why does it have to be an amazing Cup of the Day map exactly in the one day where there is a competition at the same time? Like, why does Nadeo always do this timing-wise? Yeah, Hege seems to be really good. Oh yeah, Elkon doesn't have the best speed. Okay, no, never mind, he has. So, Hill, Pushi to Parko currently in red. Pushi to Parko still with all 3 lives, but I think he will definitely lose one now. He cannot catch that up. The other 3 lifers are on the top 3 and iPrime is also with his 2 lives right behind. Also you see that the pace really matters here and shows like the fastest drivers just keep their lives. There is not much happening on this track with crashes. iPrime had 1 crash, yeah. That is the reason why he's not on 3. Okay, sometimes I have to... no, of course looked wrong. Now we have 2 people with 2 lives and 3 people with 3. And yeah, Bossbess and Sinks with 1 life. Do we see their match PBs? Yeah, also Bossbess has a 52 and Sinks has a 55. But we have actually pushed it to Parko, dropping now massively. This will be his 2nd life loss in a row. The others, however... okay, Sinks is losing a little bit on ground. The other players are super close together. Bossbess maybe on a PB. No, Bossbess has a really awful line there. He will lose a lot of speed. But he was already... he had such a speed advantage going into that section that it's still fine for him. It was definitely not optimal. Oh, and Sinks crashing out as well. I mean, yeah, Bossbess only driving a 0.9, but it was fine in this round. Like, at this point it is only a 0.9. Yeah, the competition is at 19 o'clock because it's Baltics and they are 1 hour ahead in time. But to be honest, Nadeo should know about bigger competitions and I don't know why they choose such maps exactly on those dates. Anyway, it will be now difficult for Bossbess pace-wise, and Pushi to Parko of course has this bad momentum going, losing in 2 rounds in a row some lives, and also here he doesn't have the best start. His PB is a 0.38 and he definitely needs to get close to that. Bossbess is actually doing well. Pushi to Parko was shortly missing a speed slide, hence he didn't really get good speed out of it. I think that he will actually lose all 3 in a row. Is he actually getting 6? That's like the worst possible position that was possible for him to get. Spam with low speed. That means Bossbess is securing himself a spot in the next round, and Spam is losing his first life. That is for Spam especially important in the battle against the other players like iPrime and Hege. Let me remind you how this works. The top 2 out of these players will qualify to Estonia. The top 2 will be qualified and will reach the grand final, where 8 players will be in total, and the last position actually already gets 300 euro. But it's not only about getting top 2 in this knockout and also in the next 2 knockouts. The winner of this knockout also achieves 100 euros. Of course, Elkon is the guy that we would expect to do that. Especially as there is not really the risk of crashing too much on this map. We would just assume that he will take that. But he doesn't have any lead to Hege in terms of life. Hege also still on 3. And Hege qualifying into Tallinn, that would be actually an upset. Because I think that he would have not many chances there. But like Hege getting then the big prize, it's definitely a surprise. But yeah, Spam is losing his next life, Bossbess is out now, Hege is still on 3, iPrime also is just fast, and Elkon is driving the sub again. Like, Elkon's the only one that drives the sub. So for Spam it gets tight now, but the thing is, any player that went so far has a very good like chance to still qualify by average knockout position. My position is 21, that is not bad, but it, like, of course I would need all of these players to fuck up somewhere, where they fall right far behind me. Also I guess to have a chance to get the spot by average, you definitely need some places that are just short of the top 2. Like somewhere you need that. But of course all of these players would rather go into the top 2 and have the direct qualification. Oh, we have Spam again with low speed. So if nobody crashes, we have now only 1 KO. If nobody crashes, he will be knocked out here. And then we have 3 players battling for the 2 spots. And yeah, I mean, iPrime is also a surprise. The fact that we have not a mixed map, but like rather a certain style, and probably the next map is a certain other style, that definitely helps these players. But it makes the grand final maybe this tiny bit easier. Like if you reach the grand final and the maps are maybe different there, maybe then actually mixed surfaces in the whole track and not just one style. Who knows? Or let's say if there is no full speed. iPrime of course did well in the Cup of the Day on the Crest map. Also he is definitely good on these yeah, very normal tracks basically. But I guess that Hegel takes advantage from full speed, but I didn't really see him in full speed Cup of the Days too much. I cannot really say. But I guess that it is the style that suits him very well here. And if that doesn't come to grand final, then I have a good chance to get 1 place better already. We have an early mistake by iPrime. That is of course quite unfortunate, because that means that he is down on 1 life, and if he wants to get into the top 2, he would need to clean sweep now one of the other players. Hegel is on a monster run. Like, he dominates Elcon in this run. Holy moly. Yeah, he got a 48. GG. This is his match PB here. Elcon actually with a very slow run for his standard. That he could have actually lost a life if iPrime was getting a good run here. Because iPrime definitely drove a bunch of runs that are faster than Elcon's time from this round. Like, imagine that would have happened. Suddenly Elcon would be down alive. And Hegel would be leading this. But now they are still equal. And iPrime is the guy that needs to deliver here. All these 3 players are very fast. iPrime with a very inside line. Very good speed slide though, and he is leading. Hegel early up. Hegel actually now with low speed. Is it a classic after PB then a worse round? He didn't crash yet, but it seems like impossible to catch up at this time, at this moment. However, iPrime had a very bad part there, where he definitely dropped a lot of speed. You see it when you compare him with Elcon. And his speed advantage to Hegel turned into a disadvantage. It will be really close towards the ending, but iPrime will just be ahead still. Now Hegel actually with a slower run. Only 0.6 after he drove a 0.9 last round. So also these players still have like a bit of variation in their times. Now Elcon is finally the only one in the lead with 3 lives. That will help him definitely in the 1v1 that he will have at some point, most likely. Going into this 1v1 basically with an advantage of some lives. But we saw Hegel could actually beat Elcon. iPrime maybe as well, but only if Elcon has some bad rounds. Now, however, it will be tough for Hegel, for iPrime. He still needs to beat Hegel twice. And this round, Hegel has a good start, and he has sick pace as we've seen in that other round. And I think that this will be it. And we have Elcon and Hegel qualifying to Tallinn. Not even a super bad round by iPrime. I assume another 0.45. Okay, he does slow down, so we don't really know. No, actually, the winning time was only 0.2. Also a bit slower than other runs. But you see, even Elcon has sometimes a slower time. This was only a high 0.3. So even he has the variation between 48.9 and then also just 49.3 high, 0.4. And these times are beatable for Hege. He just needs to do it always with the right timing. So 3 versus 2 lives, Elcon versus Hege. Let's check out. Elcon with a very inside line, and he got it really good. Also with this early speed advantage and time advantage, I think that this round is gonna be already decided. Unless Elcon would make a mistake here. But pace-wise, yeah, this is just full speed. Of course, there are more and more speed slides, but Elcon is obviously not failing those, so it is quite decided early on in this round. Maybe it's actually a super fast lap as well, who knows, we will see what it is. 48, yeah, it's a 48.9. He drove multiple of those, even though his record is a 92. I saw at least 3 times driving him 48 already, so it seems to be close to the limit. Hege says he can't drive anymore, his hands are shaking, but to be honest, at this point, you're qualified. Of course, there's still the battle for the 100 euros, but you're qualified. It should take a lot of pressure away, to be honest. But yeah, let's see. Hege doing a little bit of a flow trick there. Elcon with an early lead. Yeah, Elcon is just on another level here on this map. He didn't clean sweep it, but for such a competition with so many good players, but of course, full speed players, there weren't that many. so he didn't have too much opponents in that regard, but it's still crazy. His average position must be immense. I haven't seen or realized it in all the early rounds what he drove, but this is just crazy. Another 49.02. I think that he won probably 80 to 90, maybe even over 90% of all the rounds. And if he didn't win, like, what was his worst position at all? Really, really dominant. I don't think that the qualified players can play another time. I would be very surprised if they would do it. So I assume now that another map is gonna be full tech. If that happens, then of course everything back to 0 for Massa, and he could qualify on that tech map. Binks directly go start. Yeah, I had to wait long enough there, spectating. But guys, before it goes live, we have to play the almighty Trekmaedel. Oh, it is. Wait, it could be. It could be Flyer. Would I have won it? Yes, I would have won it. Ah, Mano. But there were the final rounds going on, so I couldn't really go into the Trekmaedel there. So. Also, Cam says, promise, the next map will be more normal. Okay. I mean, full speed was probably for me also not bad. Like on normal maps, it's gonna be really difficult to reach a 21st place, to be honest. So having a full speed map was definitely helpful. Was one of these typical Elcon wins where he just keeps all his 3 lives. Like you could put him in with just 1 life, everyone else has 3, would be the same result. I assume that the next cup will start at 15 because the official schedule said that it's always 19, 15, 20, 15 and 21, 15 for the 3 maps. Now, there's one thing that is a little bit unfortunate. It reminds me of the Trackmania United Cups a little bit. So my best shot to qualify will be by the average position. After that 21st place, I'm not completely sure if it's still really possible with that. It really depends on how the others are playing. But like, just by logic, no, getting far is possible, but getting top 2 is just hard. Now the thing is, the leaderboard for the average position, it won't be tracked. Live, I mean, it won't be tracked live. We have to wait for the announcement after the cup. The admin said that he wants to do it in this evening. He wants to announce in the evening who is the qualified player through this. And there is of course another player qualified also by average, which is an Estonian player. Now the thing is, there aren't that many Estonian players in the, like, not so many went into the top 100 here. You will see Sudo made it, yeah, and otherwise Marchieli and Morioka, and I think that are the 3. There are 3 Estonians in the top 100, and one of them is guaranteed to get to Tallinn, to qualify for it. One of them is guaranteed to get that, no matter how bad they play or how good they play. I actually didn't really notice now on the first map how they were positioned. I actually don't know. But they have basically a 1v1v1. Also in the time attack, I can say one of them was far up in the rankings, and I think Sudo was only just barely qualifying. But Sudo was, I think, just barely in, and Marchieli, I think. I'm not sure, Marchieli, Morioka, they both start with M. I kind of remember the M. One of them was really far up, like top 10-ish. But of course it doesn't matter, because now is fast learn. Would have been actually the perfect cup for Sander to show up. Okay, it's 15. I think that we will continue now. Interesting. Which one did Sudo win? I kinda remember now that you say it. Was he the winner on the Ice Downhill by Arias? Or something similar? No, I know which map. You don't need to tell. I know which map. I know which map. Sudo was a surprise to me. He won on that little bit RPG-ish map that was completely cut by Push the Topaku with several reactor cuts from checkpoint to checkpoint, a complete reroute. One of the nominees for cut of the year or reroute of the year for sure. Yeah, there's Sudo won. And then I saw him in many RPG-ish events. Also he's more like RPG player, I would say. But yeah, he came out of nowhere. It was an unknown name for me at that point. But he did pretty well in Fastlane and in Knockout. I think that he just barely qualified, but he might be the Estonian to make it. However, I have no idea how they positioned in this first KO. And full speed is of course something completely unique. So it's hard to say. Okay, we move into the second map, guys. Out of the blue, Emamori is the map. We have only 2 minutes warm up. Need to be quick with learning the track. Let's see where to go. I guess it's a full left turn here. So is this now tech? Is it exactly the way I expected it to be? Ah, there's also dirt, okay. Oh, dirt outside, amazing. Interesting finish. Okay, that with a finish is pretty mean because it can mean that you drop into red. Ugh. Obviously I got to finish first try. The thing is, it's not really even a safe finish. It's just a speed check, you know. That can be annoying for me. Dude. How did I do this first try? What? Yeah, it doesn't show all of them. Here, look. When I press a button where I spectate someone, then I see more. I need to... I press the button where I spectate then a player, like a random player that is just having the hotkey one. Oh, that was important to know. I made a lot of positions. And so you need to full risk this last turn. You need to full risk. It is so tight. I don't know how I managed to get that in my first try when I didn't know the map. But yeah. This is annoying because it's a risk part. You just have to hit it. And it's just so slow. The save finish is just too slow. Like the finish that you bump in should be at the same spot than the risky finish. You just jump up. But I think it is behind. We better start. And we also have a nice dirt outside corner where you need to keep the gear. Oh, okay. That was close. Actually improved by 3/10, surprising. There are a bunch of people in the top places that already lost one life. Also this map here is quite crazy. Like seemingly a lot of different players already lost lives. I got even the slowest bumper possible. "14 players eliminated. What the fuck?" But I need to get better starts as well. They are really bad currently. The first two slides. No, this sucks. This map is like not good for me. It's just not good. That's just such a mean fast finish. When you don't get it, then you know that you will drop alive. Yeah, I should go a bit stronger to the left in the turn before, so I have done a more open line to the right, but I cannot just take this turn outside. I think this is not helping at all. Should make it. But I'm still out. If I see that correct at least, then I'm still out. But look at the amount of players. I beat Coco, Aurel, I beat Tween. But yeah, this map here, this is of course really not a good map for me. Like the just normal Cup of the Day style, but with the risky dirt outside line to keep the gear and with the risky finish, where you just lose so much time if you don't have the speed, like that speed check. And now you even... Now it was already too slow actually, even with the fast finish. Also, qualifying by average is not happening. We have to check what the last map is gonna be, and if I can reach a top 2 there. Oh, yeah, there are multiple people crashing. But Hyom also just stayed out now. Yeah, also there were also other issues on this track. Also especially before this risky finish. What I disliked about it was that this left downhill here was blind. Basically, to get a good last right turn, you need to get also a decent left turn before. Oh, we have multiple people knocked out. I cannot see now who that is. You need a very good left turn, like a clean line through it, so that you can get a good ending in the right. But here, the left turn is mega blind, plus you lose a little bit of grip here when you go into the downhill, and that always is a little bit different with how strong the car steers in, and then you see the turn just when you basically go over this tip. And sometimes I had a bad line through this already. This was then also an issue. Massa might have it difficult now. I don't think that he has the speed. Can that be enough? That is enough? Well, why is that enough? Like that line looked slow. He didn't even take the full space. You see a lot of players here are crashing against this edge. Because this edge sticks a bit into the ideal line, you know? I mean, you see it very well here. It is annoying, this edge. So a lot of players try to maximize their exit speed by opening the steering on the dirt so much that they just go really close to this edge. And you see a bunch of players then crashing there. And I also felt like forced to take it that risky. I'm really surprised that Massa was fast enough. Because he wasn't even close at all. Oh, Massa is now in danger though. He wasn't even close at all. Why is Massa crashing in the tech part? I wonder. Ah, now he's getting close and bam. He's training it now. He had not the greatest line through the left turn. And look, and this is what he... Why is this working? Like, he definitely had a lot more speed in the other rounds, in the other respawns. He definitely had a lot more speed than this. I would think so, at least. But even this was enough? That is so weird. Why is this enough? Like, the way he took it in the last respawn, mega inside, not close to that wall on the outside at all. And he still makes the jump. That is very surprising. Naja, this knockout here is a lot faster. We are already in the top 25 and I see a bunch of people here with only one life. Well, even Heath is down to one life. The thing is, it's such a standard map, like, nothing happens on this track, in this field. They all stay very close together here. It is literally just get the ending. If you don't get the ending, it's RIP. Auris is crashing, Zox is overtaking, okay. And he made it in, but this was already a close round. Kakne seems to be very fast. He won a bunch of rounds already, but he also dropped 2 lives. Like, he's only on 1 life. He has the pace, but yeah, the consistency was also missing out. Only 1 player actually knocked out here. Interesting. Okay, we will go. What did I want to check out? The Estonian players, guys. We're gonna check out the Estonian players. Is there anyone still in? No. Who is the best Estonian player? I see Zudo on 57th. Morioka in 71st and Markieli in 73rd. Yeah. The sponsor for this event requires that there is 1 Estonian player in the final. Which is understandable, but of course when you see how hard we others have to fight to get one of these qualification spots and how easy it is for them, being only 3 players and they don't really need to place themselves very good. To be honest, my first bumper, where I lost my first life, like that couldn't have been any slower, right? That was such a bad one. Unless Pseudo qualifies and it's an RPG stylish map, then actually this is like imagine that, if that would actually happen. The whole story of Pseudo winning this competition in the end. I think he was just barely qualifying into the top 100 to be one of the Estonians that can play stage 2. Where he has only 2 opponents that are not so often playing Cup of the Day, that are not so good in knockout driving. Oh, Massa didn't make it. Yeah, rip. He only needs to be 2 players, and he does that with a position like his 57th. Yeah, this is enough to qualify into the final, where he should be completely chanceless, but then he gets his one good map style. And he wins it. That would be like such a dream scenario for him. So Massa is now in danger, with only 1 life left, but that's also the case for so many other drivers here. Still 3 lives we see for Lingo. Ah, he has a very different approach, look at this. Oh, he needs to release, and I spectate him, and he actually doesn't lose his life. Wow. He doesn't lose his life, because we only have 4 people losing life now, and there were also 4 people not making it. I mean, Lingo still drove a decent lap time. It was just a small hit of the bumper. He still got a decent lap time out of it because of his decent start as well. But I think there were other laps where he would have been losing the life with such a time. But the fact that we now are down to only 4 people losing a life makes it of course possible to survive. But yeah, he remains the only one. He is actually the only one. We have Binks, Wosai, Quick, Spam, Jadon and Visi with 2 lives. But we will spectate Massa. So in the last places we have 1 lifers. Can we see from Nabla's perspective who is last? No, Aurus is last. How many players are not making it? I had to go away from Aurus because I saw that he will crash. Aurus out. Loudest DNF, so Aurus wins 1 more position. Interesting. Mi4 out, Clear Vision out. A lot of the Baltic drivers and Finnish drivers are participating in this competition. Like, out of these 4 knockouts, 3 of them were from that area. Oh, Bill is laggy. Quentin Massa is in danger. Oh, nobody crashed. Massa is literally out with this time. What the fuck? Guys, look at this. Quentin lost alive while driving a .11. Huh? He drove a .11. He is knocked out with that. What? That was actually crazy. People are so good on this map style. Hello, Doth. It is Andy Baguette in last, and seeing the pace of everyone, like, you cannot really catch up at this point anymore. He needs to hope that two players are not making the end. But the players are of course getting better and better. One guy, and it was Lingo, and Lingo actually got last with that and loses his first life there. Now you cannot afford that anymore to not make this finish. Yeah, I was also surprised. The pace was incredible there. Massa wasn't even first red. Actually, many of these players have 2 lives. It is literally just one single driver, and that is Nabla, who has not 2 lives. Interesting. But he's leading. Will he make the jump? He will. Quick. Oh my god, is that close again. Quick is last! Lingo loses another life. With a .13. Quick is last. With a .14. Lingo losing 2 lives in a row. That's always annoying because you have this bad momentum going on. It's very difficult to perform now and not have the 3rd life loss. We can definitely say that from this knockout here, 2 very good players are gonna qualify into the finals. Or that line by Quick, and he has so much exit speed. I mean, this is the TMFL or Formula E league line going for exit speed for the long straights. But he had to hit it that well as well. Otherwise, like, it was just one line going through with his speed there. Otherwise he would lose then a lot with committing for so much outside. We have a crash. And the crash was done by Spam. Is Spam now Mr. Lucky and gets saved by another player bumping? Oh, he bumps himself. Lingo actually did bump. And Lingo is out. Lingo is literally knocked out now because the ending was just too inconsistent for Lingo. He did good in the other parts, but he didn't get the ending. 3 times he lost a life just because he bumped into the finish, and many other times he bumped and it didn't cost him a life because he was far enough in front, the round was easy enough, but all 3 life losses came from these bumps. To be honest, this finish sucks. Like, it doesn't belong on such a map. it completely ruins it, kind of, because it completes your knockout as a player. It completely ruins it. It is way too deciding for the rounds. Because the rest of the map is so simple. And then you have like these very tight groups of players here, and the finish just costs you way more time. If the speed check was a bit easier, then it would be okay. But even with a decent corner, you can be too slow. Spam is out. Okay guys, Spam knocked out, but there is a big but in this. He is the player that could be looking really good in terms of qualifying by average position. Because he managed to be 5th or something? 5th or 4th? And now also 7th. Lingo, however, is the other driver. But in both knockouts he finished behind Spam. So he would need to overtake him by quite some positions in the next knockout. The other players here, also do you remember if they went wide, if they went far on full speed? Quick, Nabla, Vosile, by the way Nabla is out. Did any one of these players, Wizzy, Binks, Jadon, did any one of those go far on full speed? I don't remember. But currently, Spam should be the leader. Look at Shadon's time. He actually lost a life with a .12 as well. I completely forgot that we still had 2 KOs here, 2 life losses. Okay, also for Jadon it is close now. We have now only 1 KO. We're gonna spectate Jadon. What are their PBs? Jadon has a 92, Vosile has a 99, Wizzy a 98, and Binks has a 92 as well. But Jadon literally has the fastest time, but he's the guy with only 1 life. Everyone makes it. What? No way. Look at this round, guys. Vosile looked like he had a slow run, but he drove a .07, but Orange was an 89. You needed a .89 to be safe? What? On the right side, Bester. So Vosile now with a better start. Jadon, however, in big danger with his 1 life. Dropping into last place, and we have seen the pace that you need. And with that pace of the other drivers, you cannot catch up if they deliver that. But he is still close to Vosile and Binks. There is still a chance for him. He's still slightly behind, but really just minimum. The last turn decides maximum speed. Is that enough? He will overtake. Who is it? Wait, this... Yeah, it didn't update. On the left, you have to look in the bottom right. It is Binks losing a life. With a 99. So now only Visi has still 2 lives. Let's spectate him. Will we see a knockout or not? 2 of these 4 players will qualify to Tallinn. One of them will actually also win 100 euros. But these rounds are so close, it could be anyone. Like, you lose life with a really sick time. They are within a tenth to their PB in the finish and could lose life. Everyone needs to, like, there were also some players with only 0.99 PB. Yeah, here Vosile, he needs to improve this, and I think he is currently improving it. What is this round again? It is so tight, and this Binks actually out. I thought he would be the favorite. He drove a 96, he's out Vosile PBs to a 0.92. While Visi has an 87 and Shade on an 86. Like, these 3.8s, yeah, that was basically PB for every player there in that round. What the heck? Also, this knockout here is incredible. And now we have not many rounds to go, not many rounds left. Maximum 3 rounds, because we have 4 lives. Would also be only 2 rounds left if Visi doesn't lose a life. Always different lines with how far outside they go. But yeah, Visi currently in last. We wouldn't see a knockout now. It would be delayed by 1 more round. Wu is getting through, but he gets from last to first in this right turn. Okay. Visi looking strong again. In the lead. It is Shader versus Vosile. This is about who gets to Tallinn and who doesn't. Who of them is it? I don't know. It is again tight, but I think Shader has it. He has it. With a 95, he beats Vosile. Visi does a 0.84. And he was last. He was last and he did a 0.84 in the finish. What of a perfect second half did he actually drive? Binks and Vosile both don't make it on the direct way to Tallinn with this knockout. But it is Jadon and Visi. And now for the 100 euros, it continues. Will we see now a bad round? Because like the pressure falls a little bit and maybe also the focus, or are they still both fully focused to get this first place in this knockout? Visi had a bad start last round, still did it 0.84. Now he starts with a mega start. So if he... Wow, that was close. If he does a good ending again, he might drive 0.7. And that would be Hala deserved first place. Also Jadon has a verse line basically in every turn here. This looks extremely good for Visi. One more turn. Does he make it? He does make it. 0.86 to close it out. He was extremely consistent at this pace. And with that, he wins this knockout and 100 euros. Bobsleigh, yeah, okay, I would take that. Anything that isn't just normal driving is probably needed here. On such a map, also, I don't see me ever having a chance on that. Like, I can drive a sub, maybe, after a lot of hunting, but never ever I would drive this consistent. No, this is just not my map style. Never ever I would end up with consistent 0.9, 0.8 or something like that. Never ever. Maybe if I was 15 years old again, then maybe. Let's say 16 years. Oh, I would be so... The thing is, if I would get such a sick good map style for myself, it would also put so much pressure on me to use this chance. I mean, Hege managed to make it. He got full speed and he got it through in the end. He got it through. But I would of course also feel this crazy pressure then to make it. Same as if when we get an Oldcar Cup of the day and Granati is not there and this is my one chance to maybe win. Like I feel also that pressure. Because you just not often get the chance. You not often get the opportunity there. No, doesn't have to do with World Tour. I would also be surprised there was something in that regard. Okay, I think I go on to toilet shortly. So. Yeah, World Tour like we had the RMX Cup, the Random MX Cup actually had on Sunday, last Sunday, a tournament, a duo tournament. I think that all the streamers were kind of missing it, apart from Yannex. Because no Scrappy, no Spam, they were all not there, they were all in New York, no Granati. And also no Marius, because obviously it happened in a weekend where I was at work. I would actually like to see footage. I really wonder what kind of maps they played in this event. Because usually the Random MX Cup has then weird mini-maps. But I guess that they cannot do that when they want to include it into Team World Tour. No, Averius, I'm not. My parents are here. By the way, I can already tell, so XP Evo is gonna be really annoying for me. I'm completely no train still. I have no time. What annoys me a little bit is when you look at my working shifts. After XP Evo, I have a bunch of free time. Also right after XP Evo I have to work, but in the beginning of October, I think I have only one single day work in the first 10 days. Also I have so much free in October, but then nothing to train for. I would need that now. Like, I still have no time at all to look at XP Evo maps. This is so stupid. Yeah, you could say that, Hagen, but also then, like, even if I didn't, the fact that my parents are now here, also the thing is, I had birthday, so I prepared a birthday card, I hosted the birthday. Then, now my parents come because of the birthday, and also my mother had birthday right after me. So now they come. I know that I cannot really play now over the weekend too much. Now I can also not play deep into the night, where it would be the easiest, because my father will be here still sleeping. And when he is going on Tuesday, then I have again 2 long working shifts. And then it's XP Evo. That's already XP Evo. Also I think I need XP Evo to train further. But the thing is, does it even matter? Because I will not go far anyway. Like with this. I was really motivated, but I will not go far. Like, it will be difficult already to reach the top 120. But then, but even if I would make that, the next match then, like, chanceless. How shall I do that? I should focus on the RPG event on XP Evo. But even for that, it will be difficult to find enough time to train. Even for that, it will be difficult. And I think for that, I didn't even need a tournament ticket. Like, I bought a tournament ticket, but I don't think that I have much advantage from it. Naja, there will be also Kaki. I mean, for that, maybe because you have the PC access, maybe that is good for the tournament ticket. Because I could at XP Evo train for United, theoretically, but I would need to qualify for United first. Matches on Sunday evening, by the way. And there are a bunch of matches on Sunday, by the way. I don't know if I can drive something from that, but if my parents weren't here, then I would have different cups and matches starting at 2 PM on Sunday, ending at the very end of Sunday. Yes, like an endurance RPG stuff like that. So something is there. Sounds very interesting, would like to play, but it starts in the afternoon. I don't know, it depends really on when my mother is driving away. That I have to ask. If she is staying till Monday morning or if she's staying till Sunday noon and then drives away again, I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening, and yeah, also there is also Kaki event at XP Evo they announced, so you can basically sit at a PC and do Kaki. I mean, I'm not really playing Kaki too often, but why not? I mean, you could try that a little bit. There is even something to win, I think. So they didn't announce what it is, but they said like players that finish all 10 maps, they get something. So why not? Yeah, you can do something if you don't focus on the main cup. I mean, the main cup will be extremely exciting to watch. It will be really amazing to watch all these players that are really well prepared for that. But yeah, I think playing, like, I can't forget. Like, I should probably not even look at the normal maps anymore. At this point, I should fully focus just alone on the RPG maps, because there is prize money to gain and there is less competition to drive against. So maybe all the time that I can still find, put into this. But I don't know when I even have time for that. It's really difficult. It's really difficult. Naja. So, maybe the last map is a backwards map. So let's train backwards. Who won Quali 2? It was Vizzy. Second place, Jadon. And incredibly close rounds. Like, definitely worth to watch. It was extremely exciting. Can we make that? Style? Cup of the day style. No, it was not tech. Also, it had tech, but it had also a lot of off-road. I think more off-road than tech, actually. I think we need to restart. We will have more speed now. But I don't know how much more speed. It's actually really slow again. Yeah, no. Like, the only way to make it would be really with this bounce and then maybe using this block to get up. I knew it's gonna be close. I need to somehow air brake Smiley Bob. The funny thing with Smiley Bob is, so he has won the time attack here on this map, but I haven't seen him at all in these knockouts. But imagine we get a Bob map. But I'm really surprised, like, You would think he's just a bot player, but he actually got the world record on this track. Oh, that almost worked. The position that you see on my car was actually my position in the second knockout. Oh, you cannot climb this up, I think. We have still one more knockout. It should start in any moment. Maybe I should have left the server actually. And play a bit of XP Evo or something. I need top 2. My only chance to qualify into Estonia, into the grand final, stage 3. The only chance is if I get a top 2 position in this last knockout. Also by average, I'm way too far behind now. Like, the problem for me personally is just that people have 3 lives. If it was a 1 life knockout, I would actually get quite far. Still not top 2, but I would get further. And I would maybe have a small chance to get there with the average. But people having 3 lives includes that there will be many knockouts in each single round, and it means that a slow pace is getting knocked out. So it is very difficult. It depends a lot what is the last map about. How does it look like? What kind of map do we see? Yeah, if I was Estonian, I probably... it would look pretty good at the moment, I think. I think I would be leading. Yeah, but I still have to fly there. This also comes from the 300 euros. Like, you actually don't get that paid. You just get it paid from your prize money, kind of. The flight to Tallinn and back. Okay, it's an Averius map. Ah, this is the reason why he starts his under 10 seconds cup late. Okay, we have an... Okay, this looks already a bit interesting. Okay, who knows, maybe. We have to see. Reactor boost. Also this is unique, which is definitely a good sign. But then it does however look like it is just a plastic map mostly. With just straight ice sections where you just go straight over. And I'm not good at plastic. Somehow. Somehow I'm always fucking up there. Oh god, this is weird. Bumpy. I don't even feel the icy effect on the plastic. Yeah, of course in the warm-up I get that ending super good. What is happening there? Oh. Ja, okay. Oh no. No. Nice transition. Amazing. And in the warm-up I survived. Oh man. Do I have time now to check that out as a ramp? I mean, the ramp is definitely a bad part for me. But where the heck is it? Yeah. Hard to say, like, why is the ramp even there? Yeah. I mean, maybe it was correct what I did first lap, just ramp cut and die. I mean, yeah, I guess you want to a bit. The thing is, I cannot really judge how far I overjump this transition. So I'm doing something wrong in this next part though. Or genuinely in this part, like, yeah, there's just no checkpoint for very long, that's the reason. So I was like 20 something and then I went into red again, 50 something. There was actually a question about if cuts are allowed, and they are actually not allowed, I can tell you. Yeah, I want to have a bit of a challenge, you know. I want to do basically the 1 life 2 winning challenge. Yeah, I don't know, this I don't think that this is a good style for me either. Pushti Topako is out, but Marchielli is out. Tarpo is out. Speed Theft, this is one of the most disappointing map packs I've ever seen. I mean, there are so many players also unsatisfied with that there were probably good chances here to come for. But these transitions, man, didn't really figure them out. Why am I always losing 10 places there? Not again. I even stayed in the... No, I'm first red even. Oh god. This one pot killed 2 of my runs? No. Oh god, was that bad? Oh no. Like, it's hard to judge how much the reactor actually helps you to keep the grip there. But once you get actually airtime, it is immediately rip. Because of what comes afterwards. If it would just continue with normal, just straight line plastic, I mean plastic you will normally land good on. If it would just continue like that, it wouldn't be an issue. Because I was taking this a little bit too tight, this corner. Let's check out what Lingo is doing. In the start, I did the same line. Why was I always in red here? I mean, Lingo's also only 34, it's just close. So now this turn, just more inside? Yeah, I guess it's just more inside. So, yeah, I lost a lot of places there. And here I should have taken this line that Lingo does, because that's also a very easy line for that upcoming section. I always went way too tight. But Lingo is sliding at the exit. I always went into a no slide. I think that no slide would be better. He has a very good ending. Yeah, to be honest, there is a high chance that we will have at least 1, maybe even 2 surprising winners here. Like, that is definitely possible. Spam loses a life early on. But wait, you lost He lost a life with only 1 second behind. Napla also lost a life with 0.8 behind. So it was already a really close round. I mean, in the end, this is just a plastic full speed map. Also, ne, plastic transitional full speed. But the turns itself, it is very much about the know-how on this map. You need to get a good feeling for the lines. You need to figure out the lines. The driving is then easy. Okay, they all ramp cut. They all ramp cut. I just had bad speed in the first run, and that is why I didn't overjump with the ramp cut. And now that I always tried to take the full ramp, I lost a lot of time with that. Yeah, the thing is, since I died there in the first round, I of course had a completely different feeling about this ramp. But to be honest, Semifying has a chance actually. He looks very good on this map, at least early on. There are still a lot of rounds coming, and others will also get faster, will understand it during the knockout and so on. Massa, by the way, is out. Or is he not? Yeah, he's out. Times are already now really close here in the 0.5s, 0.6s and so on. Bestia said he missed a checkpoint as well. Someone else as well. Nico says worst map hack ever. Yeah. Oof. It's not necessarily a bad map. It's of course a weird style. And after the qualification, people expected just three maps like the second one. 3 mixed maps basically. This is, I guess, what people expected to see. So Spam is in red. And if he remains in red, he gets another place there. Sudo is still in, but falls behind Spam, loses a life as well. Spam is in. Oh my god, that's lucky for him. Because Spam, you have to remember, is of course fighting for the spot. He needs to be consistent. Lingo seems to be strong on this map. So how is it with the Estonians? Morioka is still in here. He's still in. Sudo just lost his first life. But Marchielli, he will not make it. This map is so yak that I feel like there had to be a good potential. But plastic transitions, you can check out my previous Cup of the Days on maps like this. They belong to my worst cups. I don't know what it is, because plastic is just a slightly surface like grass and dirt. There aren't that many differences when you just drive on it, you would think. But for whatever reason, I'm doing worse on it. Hard to point out what is the exact reason for that. Also until the last ice section, it is super close here. Smiley Bob is still in. Sudo is losing another life. That is very good news for Morioka, who is again good. 49.8 for Morioka. Sudo down on 1 life. Of course, Sudo was better on the second map, so the question is, how was the first map? I really didn't look at the position from them, so I really cannot tell. It is obvious Sudo gained like 20 positions around on the second map. Even if he gets knocked out now, he would be still like 31st, which is pretty good. Like even if he gets now the last position this round and he gets 31st overall, then Morioka would need to be top 11 to gain these 20 positions back. So I don't think that this is gonna be easy for Morioka to do. So Sudo already doing a good job to maybe be safe, kind of safe. Depends on how much lead he took from the first map. If he was also 30 positions ahead on the first map, well, now they are next to each other here. If he was also in the first map so much ahead, then he is already clear. Then he is already safe. But look at that. A 49.9 already gets into red. Meanwhile, we still of course have this battle. Yannick is out. Also no chance for him in this cup. We still have the battle between Spam and Lingo. I tell you, if Spam qualifies, and he has a really good chance to do so, if Spam qualifies, then I think that he has a very, very good chance to win in the final, or to get second in the final. I mean, you always have Elcon. Elcon is always an issue. But apart from Elcon, depends on what style of maps it is, of course. But Spam definitely has a chance. And even Elcon is beatable for Spam if it's like full tech, for example. Spam got really good speed here. He also did that no slide strat that I wanted to do. He's still in first red, but he will overtake, yeah. Yeah, good ending. Secures him. So, is there... Yeah, there isn't yet. So, Morioka and Sudo, 49.565, 49.586. But every single position that Sudo continues to survive here is, of course, good for him. Morioka is here next to Quentin. Sudo, however, currently in red. He slides through the exit. Morioka is very far left. He is losing a lot of positions. He's still next to Sudo. Again, they are side by side, both in red now though. Sudo is through, but Morioka loses his first life. But look how close this is. Sudo's through by one position. Oh my god, what an ending from him. He is through by one position. Like half a second behind first is actually knocked out. What the heck? That's the only thing. We are already on the last map. It's 3 maps in total. The top 2 of every knockout of every map basically get qualified. Then the one player with the best average over the 3 knockouts and the best Estonian player. Those are the 8 spots. So Sudo and Morioka, we see them again side by side. It's actually Morioka dropping now a little bit behind. As I wouldn't have thought so, but there is a chance that Sudo actually beats Morioka here in position. Especially now that Morioka got that pretty bad, and the exit extremely bad, so Sudo has still a chance to survive in this round. Spammy is also in danger. Spammy made it. Morioka was only 4 life losses and Morioka loses another one. Oh. He was so consistent. He was so good. But now he lost 2 lives and Sudo hangs on. I think that in the Estonian battle, it might be Sudo winning. Apart from full speed was a big difference between them. Like if Sudo actually got a very early knockout on full speed, then we really would need to know these positions from these two. As Spam also struggles a bit with the start. He's always a bit behind. He has a very good ending. And the ending allows him to overtake others. I see Sudo again, far up. Morioka is here on the edge with others. No. RIP. Sudo beats Morioka despite being down on 1 life early on. But Sudo was of course good in the beginning of the cup, he was winning around there. Also Sudo beating Morioka on 2 of the 3 maps. The only way that Sudo is not qualifying would be the first map, but Marchielli also writes GG Sudo, Hayom writes congrats Sudo. I guess it is set in stone, Sudo is making it. And now Sudo has no pressure anymore. Like there is... Yeah, and the question is what does it do with him? He could actually go full YOLO for the win. Or he just is fine and yeah, goal achieved. Semi-fying, RIP, I saw him there. Oh, Hayom has to release, he was first, he will get passed by a lot. But the position updates very late. He is exactly on orange? No, the first red he is. RIP from first to red. Incredible. No. The final needs 1. The final needs 1 Estonian. If Sudo gets a top 2 position here, then actually the 2 best international players in terms of average position would come through. So that would look really good for Spam and Lingo together. But there were more. You guys said there were also 1 or 2 others that are close. Maybe quick. But yeah, we don't have to talk about more because Sudo's out. But yeah, it would have been 2 of the best international. So Spam, this is a standard bad start, but I also saw 2 crashes already. So that makes it pretty good for him. Quick, however, still close. Also there's still a fight for 2 spots here. And the sector is so long, guys. It takes ages to get into this checkpoint. To have this updated. Actually, there are exactly 4 mistakes, so... Eve is losing his first life. Eve had no chance in the other 2 knockouts, but here he still has... He had still all 3 lives at least. Lingo also losing. And Spam actually losing, I missed that. So Spam is down on 1. But also Lingo lost now. But that's of course more dangerous for Spam. Because if he gets knocked out now, in this position, 14, then Lingo would only need to survive a little bit longer. and could overtake Spam in the average. Okay, the question is still, how would Lingo actually come to Estonia? It should be really expensive from Canada to Estonia, right? Oh, Andy Bucket, completely dead. He had 2 lives though. What? The auto slide by Spam. He has a lot of speed. Here's Lingo. Lingo's with him in the front. Also in the last CP at least that was. Yeah. Who is here? Aurel. Aurel is playing as well. He will make it, I think. Yeah, he makes it. Best here didn't make it. But only 3/10 behind. 47 is out by now. But yeah, there are 2 more positions that Spam is safe already. That is always helpful for Spam. The more people get knocked out here before he might get knocked out. But I said the same with Sudo, and in the end Sudo actually even beat his opponent. But yeah. Of course, now the worst position for Spam is 12th. That means that Lingo already needs to be like top 5 or 6. So Lingo needs in an even better position. Up to the part where Lingo would need top 2, then it wouldn't matter anymore for Spam, you know? Because if Lingo gets a direct qualifier, then Spam is again in a good position. Because that's the other thing. Even if Lingo beats Spam now, Spam gets knocked out and Lingo gets far, then Spam would be out, but if Lingo manages to end up in the top 2, then Spam is in again. Oh, the next one. Like, the mistake that I did, it still happens to people. Thomas Jean is doing it here. So, but quick. Has 2 lives. But yeah, he was also still close. Position-wise. Looks good for him. Mains in. Oh my god. Guys, that's a huge round for Spam. We have 4 one-lifers out. 4 one-lifers, all knocked out. That's huge for Spam. Yeah, Lingo has very good chances to do better than 8th. That's for sure. I think that Spam will make it, to be honest. Because he has already a lead. Even if he gets knocked out now. For Lingo to overtake Spam, it requires Lingo basically almost to reach the top 2. And that puts Spam in again. And I think that someone like Quick, like maybe you noted down the positions, but I thought that someone like Quick was too far behind Spam. Also Doyle writes, yes, GG Spam. Let's focus on his round and I check. Spam last, also he gets 8th. That was a sick round, by the way. Now let me check if they posted something. Okay, yeah, they posted a bit. After 2 maps. Is it after 2 maps? Yeah. After 2 maps, for the Estonians, Sudo was leading with 40.5 average against Morioka with 44.5 average. And Sudo has beaten Morioka, so this is set in stone. And Spam had an average of 5.5. Voseil and Lingo had 8.5 and Quick had 9.5 average. Now, however, this is still a little bit difficult to calculate perfectly, because this is the average after two rounds. Let's just say we do it, we multiply it by 2. So Spam had basically 11 if you sum up his both positions, and Lingo and Wosai had 17. That means they were 6 behind Spammy, and since Spammy got 8th, they would only equal him if they get top 2. Also exactly what I meant. 8th place was exactly what Spam needed to be safe, to be qualified. He exactly needed that. Like, they can equal him, and the first place would even overtake him. But then those two are direct qualified, and would be not in this leaderboard anymore for the best average. And Quick was at 9.5, so he has no chance to catch up to Spam. Spam got just a too good position. This one round where 4 one-lifers died, that he still survived, that was the difference. If he gets knocked out there, then it is all possible for Quick, with such a performance here, to overtake. Yeah, maybe not with 5th, but almost. Oh, they all have 2 lives actually, interesting. And what is this round? 0.18 on red. My god. By the way, Hüll had also an average of 10, Andy Baguette 12.5, Sinks at an average of 14, Pushti Topako 17, iPrime 18.5. Same for Kacken and Klevision. Yeah, exactly, it's like with the trophies. Okay, so that however means now that it is set in stone who is qualifying by average. That means that these 5 players only can qualify by reaching top 2, which makes this of course extremely interesting now. Quick is now in danger by having only 1 life, and he still needs a top 3, because these top 5 routes are the most crazy ones, and Quick is out. They are the most crazy ones, because you are required to be top 3 out of 5 players. Oh, Shinix almost came back. I mean, Shinix, to be honest, is a surprise here. And if he had sniped Wosai in this ending, then Wosai would have been out. So it would have been top 3 already. You have Hayom, Lingo, and then Shinix and Wosai. And Hayom, we saw how he lost his 1 life. It was in a round where he was leading and got a little bit too far in this fast downhill road. Shinix is a surprise. He comes from RPG background, and sometimes he has, like, in the Machi KOs, if you remember, there are sometimes knockouts where he goes super far that are not necessarily having to do something with RPG. It could be also something else. How did he keep grip there? I mean, Hayom also comes from the RPG background, or Royal. Shinix just has good lines. Came back. It's now very close. Ooh, and there's Wosai out. Okay, Shinix is in the top 3. Wosai with... Like, Wosai very unfortunate. He had 2 extremely good knockouts where he was so close to get top 2. And that means, of course, that he also has a very good average position. And it was not enough. Like, Spam is this tiny bit ahead of him. Tiny bit ahead of him. So, also Shinix would be like crazy if he qualifies. Hayom and Linko, yeah. They will both do well. I wanted to see a bit of the Hayom lines. He goes over the snow even. Look at that. Lingo behind, and Shinix was good at the ending in the last round. Or Lingo also basically lost grip. Has still a chance. But as I said, Shinix was good at the end. Here, he has a very good speed slide line there. Lingo needs to do it in the ice. No, no. Okay, what is this round? And Shinix improved his time in the right moment. Uh-oh, and Lingo will feel the pressure now, because similar to Vosail, Lingo had 2 good knockouts where he was so close to make it. And if he actually loses this now, like he has pressure, he might crash this, because the pressure for him is immense. Also knowing that such a time that he just drove might not be enough, that he actually needs to go faster than that. He gets a good start, but of course any airtime now, any bad airtime could knock him out. There is a good lead for Lingo and Haiom, but so risky in this road turn when they have this pace. Survives, doesn't crash the flag. However, Shinix might actually go through against Haiom, and that this is not decided yet. And it's a triple one-lifer. Haiom also into pressure. Lingo actually delivers under this pressure situation. He just drives a .88, but he will still be annoyed. Why is Shinix second? He wants to be sure, he wants to be safe. This is now the highest pressure round for all these players, but Shinix may be a bit in the momentum on the upper side, because he hangs on. The other 2 players had a feeling like, I want this to be over. And now, oh no, I have to go for one more round. You know, this is like how Haiom and Lingo might feel about this, while Shinix is just hanging on. And he is definitely the underdog, but he seems to understand the lines on this map. And Haiom was so dominant, he looked so good, but he is actually in danger now to not make it. No, no, actually, Shinix will make it. Shinix will make it. Shinix will make it. I cannot believe it. That is a big surprise. We have Shinix and Hege in the top 8. And Sudo. Don't forget Sudo. So, who gets 100 euros? This is also still on the line for Shinix. But Lingo is on a crazy level on these maps. We saw also some crazy Cup of the Day finals from him pace-wise, but he also sometimes fails them. He is also known for making mistakes. Yeah, but this was always the part where Shinix was good and he actually lost more time. Lingo hits the ice and he was good at it. Comes from ice, yeah, at around 85. Second local for him in the final. But Shinix again with a good effort here. But to be honest, Haiom looked to be as if he was the best player out of those 3. He had also the 2 lives for the longest. He was so close to make it. That sucks. That really sucks hard to end up in 3rd place there. I mean, this is always with the knockouts. Like, someone has to be 3rd. There always has to be someone in 3rd. And I'm not surprised that Spam is qualifying by consistency. but it is lucky for him still. It was mega close with Wosai and with others, like Lingo as well, but Lingo now direct, like Lingo overtook Spam. Yeah, Lingo has the best average of all players. But as he direct qualified, over the top 2, Spam is still taking it. Yeah, I'm not playing. I have to now leave as well. And yeah, as I said, my parents are here. So, well, thanks for watching. Tomorrow, most likely I will not be streaming. I would actually love to play Discover of the Day, maybe in the rerun, but like, when shall I train this? And my mother wants to make the windows behind the PC, like making them clean. So it will not work. I will not be there, and in the evening we go into restaurant, and my parents want to do it at 7 PM obviously, and not after. It's too late for them to do it later. So yeah, I will miss an old car cup of the day tomorrow, I guess. Alright then, thanks for watching, see you, bye bye.